Think about the exact moment before a glass shatters on the floor. There is a fraction of a second where the air goes still. Your eye darts to the table's edge. The skin around your temple tightens. In those compressed moments of surprise, your breathing pattern catches and shifts. A fraction of a second before your conscious mind actively registers what is happening. Long before the first word was ever spoken aloud, humans relied on a purely physical operating system. We can call this the somatic substrate. This system communicates entirely through the geometry of the flesh, written in involuntary micro-expressions, a sudden drop in skin temperature, or the tightening of a jaw. It is constantly reading unseen environmental currents, running complex survival calculations in the background without ever asking your intellect for permission. We like to believe our conscious mind is in the driver's seat. But the mechanics of your breath prove your body is reacting to the world before you even know what is going on. Eventually, the human intellect evolved, bringing with it the strict scaffolding of syntax, grammar, and verbal language. This symbolic language acts as an architecture for simulation. It acts as a wedge, splitting the immediate present to create an internal landscape where we can map a future that hasn't happened yet. The evolutionary advantage is obvious. By running these scenarios internally, a person minimizes the physical shock of surprise long before a threat ever arrives. But there is a flaw. This graph shows a timeline comparing a flat baseline of actual physical threats against a rapidly spiking line of simulated psychological stress. The physical body cannot tell the difference between real danger and an imagined scenario. Our ability to simulate the future actively tricks our primal biology into fighting imaginary ghosts, flooding the system with stress hormones for events that do not exist. Despite the constant noise of that simulation overlay, our relationship to our raw embodiment is never broken. Respiration serves as the singular biological bridge. It is the only vital function that operates as both an automatic, unconscious rhythm and a consciously controllable action. This schematic illustrates an inhale. As lungs expand, space in your chest cavity decreases. This compresses your heart, demanding resources and driving up heart rate. By elongating the exhale, you reverse this pressure, applying a chemical brake through the vagus nerve, slowing the system down. This is an elegant compliance circuit written into your biology. It is triggered by a precise mathematical ratio, inhaling for exactly 4 seconds and exhaling for exactly 6 seconds. Hitting this 4-to-6 ratio communicates undeniable safety to every cell in your body, mechanically overriding the mind's simulated anxiety. By reaching in and altering an unconscious rhythm, you turn an untamable biological current into a predictable, manageable path. A balanced reality relies on maintaining a healthy oscillation between this physical experience and the mental simulation. When we use the breath to stabilize our internal biology, we free up cognitive bandwidth. This allows us to interface with advanced frontier models as a cognitive extension, rather than viewing the information stream as a biological threat. This radar chart shows how defining our physical parameters, like heart rate and respiratory cadence, provides the machine with a baseline for mapping human experience along probabilistic gradients. With this biological anchor, an observer can process high-density data across multiple scales of information without triggering a survival response. This creates a loop. The moment you become aware of your biological state, you gain the ability to change the mechanical system you are observing. By mastering the primal language of the breath, you stop being a passenger in a biological machine and begin to author your own reality.